Air France Flight 447, a scheduled international passenger flight, took off from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, on June 1, 2009, bound for Paris, France. This wasn't an uncommon journey. Daily, countless flights crisscrossed the globe, each a symphony of precision and coordination. This particular flight was operated by an Airbus A330-203, a state-of-the-art aircraft registered under the call sign FGZCP. The route, a well-traveled path from the vibrant city of Rio de Janeiro to the romantic heart of Paris, was as routine as they come. Yet behind the mundanity of this regular flight schedule, there was being set for a mystery that would captivate the world. Aboard this modern marvel of engineering were 228 individuals, each with their own tales, dreams, and destinations. From the seasoned pilots in the cockpit to the wide array of passengers in the cabin, everyone was settling in for what they expected to be a long but uneventful flight. As the Airbus A330 soared into the sky, the 228 souls on board were blissfully unaware of the tragedy that was about to unfold. If you find this video interesting, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for the latest updates. High over the Atlantic Ocean, the crew encountered a problem that would prove fatal: inconsistent airspeed indications. The Airbus A330, cruising at a high altitude, was a victim of a seemingly minor yet perilous issue. Ice crystals, an unassuming phenomenon in the high skies, obstructed the aircraft's pitot tubes. These are the very instruments that measure the speed of an aircraft. The obstruction led to erroneous readings, causing the autopilot system to disconnect. Now imagine a ship without a captain, a car without a driver, a plane without an autopilot. The responsibility fell onto the shoulders of the human pilots as they grappled with the sudden turn of events. The aircraft, now manually controlled, was teetering on the brink of a dangerous situation. The disconnection of the autopilot system was a precursor to an aerodynamic stall, a situation where an aircraft loses lift and starts descending. The experienced crew, despite their collective knowledge and expertise, couldn't correct the stall. The Airbus A330, a marvel of modern engineering, was now behaving like a wounded bird, unable to maintain its flight. The pilots tried their best to regain control, but the situation quickly spiraled out of their hands. As the minutes ticked by, the predicament escalated. The plane, now in a fatal stall, was losing altitude rapidly. The pilots, in a desperate attempt to save the aircraft and the lives on board, fought against the inevitable. But alas, the laws of physics and the harsh reality of the situation were against them. At 2:14 UTC, Flight 447 plunged into the mid-Atlantic Ocean, ending the lives of all on board. It was a chilling end to a journey that began as a routine transatlantic flight. The crash was a somber reminder of the unpredictability of the skies and the delicate balance between man, machine, and nature. In the aftermath of the crash, a massive international search and recovery effort was launched. The world held its breath as the Brazilian Navy, along with other international forces, combed the vast, unforgiving Atlantic for any sign of the ill-fated Flight 447. Their efforts were not in vain. Within 5 days, the first major wreckage and 2 bodies were recovered from the sea. Yet the most crucial pieces of the puzzle, the flight recorders, also known as the black boxes, remained elusive. The flight recorders, designed to withstand extreme conditions, hold the key to understanding the events leading up to a crash. In the case of Flight 447, they lay somewhere in the depths of the Atlantic, 1,000 kilometers off the coast of Brazil. Locating them was like looking for a needle in a haystack, a task made even more challenging by the harsh and unpredictable conditions of the open ocean. Months turned into years, and the search for the flight recorders continued. Hope waned, but the determination of the search teams remained unwavering. Then, in May of 2011, almost 2 years after the crash, a glimmer of hope emerged. The flight recorders were finally located and retrieved from the ocean floor. These black boxes, silent witnesses to the final moments of Flight 447, held crucial data: cockpit voice recordings and flight data information. They were the keys to unlocking the mystery of what had gone so tragically wrong that night over the Atlantic. With the flight recorders finally in hand, investigators could begin to piece together the final moments of Flight 447. The Bureau of Inquiry and Analysis for Civil Aviation Safety, also known as the BEA, took on the daunting task of investigating one of the deadliest crashes in aviation history. This deep dive into the fatal journey of Air France Flight 447 brought forth critical findings that have since left an indelible mark on aviation safety. First among these findings was the role of ice crystals. These seemingly insignificant particles obstructed the aircraft's pitot tubes, causing temporary inconsistencies in airspeed measurements. Incorrect airspeed readings can be a pilot's worst nightmare, especially over the vast, unforgiving Atlantic. And in the case of Flight 447, it was a nightmare that became a chilling reality. Next, the BEA's investigation highlighted the autopilot disconnection. The autopilot, a system that pilots heavily rely on for maintaining course and speed, was rendered useless due to the airspeed discrepancies. This unexpected disconnection left the Airbus A330 in a perilous situation, demanding immediate and precise manual intervention. However, the BEA's report revealed that the crew's reaction was far from optimal. In the face of an aerodynamic stall, the pilots failed to apply the correct recovery procedures. Their inability to regain control of the aircraft in its critical moments was a key factor that led to the tragic crash. These findings by the BEA were not just conclusions drawn from a singular event. They serve as a stark reminder of the complexities and inherent dangers of air travel, highlighting the critical need for continual advancements in pilot training and aviation technology. The BEA's investigation shed light on the tragic end of Flight 447, but it also raised new questions. It forced the aviation industry to confront hard truths, to question its practices, and to strive for better safeguards in the face of the unpredictable skies. While the BA's report provided many answers, it also left some questions unanswered. The report's findings sparked a myriad of lingering questions that continue to echo in the annals of aviation history. Why did an experienced crew, trained to handle the most daunting of in-flight situations, struggle to regain control of the Airbus A330? Why couldn't they correct the aerodynamic stall, a scenario they had undoubtedly trained for? These questions prompt a deeper examination of the systems in place. Could better training have equipped the crew with the skills to navigate this crisis? Or perhaps could advancements in technology have prevented this catastrophe? In this era of rapid technological progression, it's a sobering thought that more sophisticated instruments might have averted the tragedy. The enduring mystery of Flight 447 is not just a tale of a fateful night over the Atlantic. It's a story that has shaped the aviation industry, prompting a re-evaluation of pilot training and aircraft technology. It's a story that has led to significant improvements in air safety, with the aviation industry continually striving to ensure such a catastrophe does not repeat itself. Yet, the tale of Flight 447 also serves as a stark reminder of our vulnerability in the face of nature's unpredictability. Even with all our advancements and precautions, the skies remain a realm where caution and respect are paramount. As the wreckage of Flight 447 rests silently on the ocean floor, it serves as a haunting reminder of the unpredictability of the skies and the continuous pursuit of safer air travel.